You're watching The Breakfast Club.
Yep, it's the world's most dangerous morning show, The Breakfast Club. Charlamagne the God, Angela Yee, DJ Envy is in Africa.
South Africa.
South Africa.
And we got G Herbo here this morning.
What's up?
G Herbo, what's up, my brother?
What's up, man?
I really enjoyed our last
bro?
interview when you were up here, so it's good to have you back with
Her-
the debut album.
Herbo got good
Thank
sense,
y'all
man.
for having me.
You ever did an ancestry test?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
I need to.
I just thought about it when you said Envy was in Africa because I took mine recently. I'm 95% sub-Saharan African.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, I seen that this morning though. I seen Envy post he was in Africa this morning.
Well, technically, he posted himself in front of a car with an Africa license plate. We don't know. You can put your location
All
anywhere
the
on
things
that.
Envy could have posted. He posted himself in front of a Benz.
Yeah, that was weird. But Humble Beast, the album.
Appreciate it, man.
Explain that title, man.
The title Humble Beast, you know what I'm saying, it's kind of self-explanatory, but it's much deeper, you know, just coming from the streets, just any, you know what I'm saying, I feel like being in the streets, no matter if you rapping or not, you got to be humble, you know what I'm saying, that's how you just make it out of the streets, being humble, being a thinker, you know what I'm saying, but also being in the streets, it turn you into something different, you know what I'm saying, it turn you to an inner beast, a monster, you know what I'm saying, it make you heartless, it make you think, react a certain way, you know what I'm saying, but me, I know how to, you know, I just control it, I balance it, you know what I'm saying? Like, even with a lot of times, like, when I started rapping and started doing music, a lot of people was already carrying me like I was the best, you know what I'm saying? But I haven't proved myself. I still haven't even proved myself, you know what I'm saying? It's still like the beginning of my career, so just Humble Beast, I like to stay as humble as possible, but I still got the, you know what I'm saying, beast in me, ready to unleash it whenever, you know.
How much of that street beast do you need in the music industry, though? 'Cause you're from Chicago.
Yeah.
It's a different.
You need
you're trying to
all of it,
survive
man.
for real.
Yeah, you need all of it because the music industry just as dirty as the streets sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
But it's a different kind of dirty.
Yeah, it's a dirty where it's just as dirty, it's just as grimy, but you can't do the same thing you could do in the streets to people.
Yeah, it's just like when a
So
cop.
it's worse actually.
Yeah, when a cop roll up on you with a gun, that's what makes that situation so crazy too. Because
Yeah.
you can't you defend yourself against
Yeah,
the cop.
you can't, man.
You know what I mean? A regular civilian roll up on you, gun, you can handle that, but not a
Right.
cop. It's like the same thing. I
Yeah,
guess.
no, you can't, man. It's set up for us like that to feel.
We had a whole discussion the other day at my book club. We were talking about how when you do get stopped and harassed by the cops, what are you supposed to do? The main thing is supposed to be, I just got to get home and just do whatever I have to do so we don't escalate the situation. But sometimes it's so disrespectful. It's hard to just humble yourself in a situation like that.
Especially when you know
you're
you're
not
right.
doing it.
Exactly. It's hard, you know what I'm saying? But you just got to have self-control and discipline. Like, that's another part of just being humble, you know what I'm saying? You got to, in certain situations when you don't got the upper hand, it's cool to just roll over and give a person that upper hand, you know what I'm saying? Like, they say it's cool to lose the battle as long as you win the war, you know what I'm saying? It's just about the long-term goal. Like, I honestly just got pulled over when I was just at home, like,
In Chicago?
yeah, like 2-3 days ago, just driving late night in the car, you know what I'm saying?
For what
But
reason?
I ain't had no tents on my car yet, so I ain't even have my seatbelt on or nothing, you know what I'm saying? So really, I was kind of in the wrong, but it ain't why he pulled me over, because I was supposed to make a right. He was in the right lane, so I just made like a wide left, and then he got behind me, but he ain't even want to get out the car or nothing like that. So
Really?
I really called a blessing.
So what happened? He was talking to you from the
Yeah,
speaker?
he talked to me from, like, literally pulled on the side of me, you know what I'm saying, just by me not panicking and handling myself, you know, that being me 2-3 years ago, I probably would have tried to high speed or anything, you know what I'm saying, but just the main thing is don't panic, you know what I'm saying, and just, you know, use your head. I talked my way out the situation, like, I could probably went to jail.
He ran your place, though, I'm sure.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying,
nothing-
like, yeah, and then I told him I was downtown already. It's like 2
You
in
like,
the
yo,
morning.
I'm G Herbo.
So I'm like, nah, I ain't tell him that. I just like, man, I'm about to go home. You know what I'm saying? I probably told him that. Then he would have probably wanted me to get out the car. Like, oh, yeah, let me see if you got a gun on you or something, you know. So
You wasn't in the hood or nothing, though, right?
no, I was downtown,
Okay,
literally,
okay.
by my crib, so he wasn't even tripping.
Now, you have the song Malcolm on this album, which is a standout track. Is that about a person in particular? Why the name Malcolm? And is it a real, I mean, obviously it has real elements to it, but is it a real person, real story?
No, it's not. Malcolm not a real person, but it is, you know what I'm saying? It's just, it's
Fool
telling,
me.
it's telling, it's telling the story of, like, you know what I'm saying? It's certain things that I went through, certain things that I went through with my homies, you know what I'm saying, that they went through. It's just a bunch of different scenarios put into one. Like, I ain't want to really base it too much upon, like, true events, because, you know, like, it's a lot of controversy that come with that. You know what I'm saying? So
Is it like Malcolm X? Is that why you picked Malcolm? Or
nah, it just randomly. I just randomly picked the name Malcolm. You know what I'm saying? I randomly picked it, but the stories that I was putting together was like real life stories. You know what I'm saying? I just had to find a way to kind of fabricate it a little bit. You know, you can't be saying everything.
Some grade A storytelling on that record, though.
Appreciate it, man.
I
Thanks,
like the
bro.
record Black too, because I feel like that now, especially like when it comes to social media. Like sometimes you just gotta disconnect and just go dark on people.
Yeah, man. I had to. Like literally, I just took some time to just get my mind right. You know what I'm saying? Like stay away from the internet, not be outside. And a lot of people, like I believe life is nothing a coincidence. You know what I'm saying in life. So when your mind start elevating and when you just do different things and try different stuff, you're gonna get different outcomes. You know what I'm saying on different situations. So I just like I wasn't on Instagram every day. Like I stopped being on the internet for like they'll tell you, my manager, my partners, they'll tell you like
you're like, you got an album
they telling me
coming,
like,
though.
yeah, you gotta post, like you losing 3 million reactions this week. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they telling me like you gotta start posting, but it was just like there's so much going on, like with being in the streets a lot. I wasn't posting my location. I didn't want nobody knowing I was in Chicago, just moving different, man. You know what I'm saying? It just made me start thinking different too, like literally in those little 2 months.
I do stuff like that. Like I'll post stuff from like the show, but you know what it is? I don't read them comments and all that stuff. 'Cause,
Right.
like you know what really got me off the internet? That situation that happened in Chicago with the young lady,
Kanika Jenkins?
Kanika Jenkins.
Yeah.
Cause they was like, oh, she got lured to the hotel for $200, and she got raped, and she got killed.
And I
this that.
told Charlamagne when I was reporting the story, he was like, you didn't report all the stuff that was on social media.
I didn't say that.
Yes, you did.
No, I
'cause
didn't. Somebody called in and said that.
No, but you said it off the air. You were like, you didn't report that part. And I said, because we don't know if that's true.
Yeah, you don't know if it's true or not.
But I said
man.
on the air, we don't know if it's true. So let's pump the brakes for a second.
I was just about to say, like, it's so many different stories behind that. Like, they saying the videos that's up wasn't her, and people lure her there. Then they said nobody lured her. Yeah, it's so much going on with that. Like, but it's, I don't know, like, it be crazy how they really, like, the world is crazy. They could hide what they want to hide.
Yes.
Put out stuff the way they want to put out. Like, because, say, for instance, my homie, somebody posted, like, bro, if I went in that hotel and stole every TV out of there, they'd have me clear as day on camera. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's true, so it's just, it's really crazy how, I don't know if it's money, power, or whatever, politics, like, people could really cover up what they want to cover up, and that's crazy.
And you ever seen that video of Barack Obama where it's Barack and he's talking, but they like dubbed his voice so it sounds just like him, and he's saying all kind of wild shit. Yeah,
saying wild shit, like they're really how you believe in so much crazy stuff behind the internet, bro. That shit crazy. That's why I don't take it serious. Yeah, I promise. Like ever since the internet, like Instagram, I never really took that shit serious. I used to be like, they used to call me all the time, like, bro, take that video down, man. You saying too much wild shit, like, cause I say whatever come to my head. I ain't take it serious. I just looked at it like a joke, like, you know what I'm saying? Just social media outlet to talk shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, people realize putting their problems on the internet, ruining their life behind the internet, you know what I'm saying?
You go there for some feedback.
Yeah, it's internet. Like, you go there people go there for answers to their problems and shit. Like, how you going?
Right.
Like, it'd be crazy, bro.
I'm thinking about killing myself.
Yeah,
today.
like, what should I do?
Be like,
100 people like, kill yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then you contemplating on if you should really kill yourself. You know, like,
because
of the internet, a bunch of people you don't even know. And it's really crazy that people like people mind not strong enough to be able to control themselves or to be able to say, I'm not gonna kill myself because they saying doing it. Like, I'm pretty sure it's people who they killed themselves behind this shit. You know, it's crazy,
people
bro.
People streaming themselves, committing suicide live.
Yeah, like I literally, if it wasn't for like me being an artist, I probably wouldn't even be on the internet, man. I hate the internet, bro. Like, I hate the internet.
Does it affect your music? Cause like you'll record something and then post it, and be reading the comments like, "Oh, G Herbo ain't snapping like he used to."
Yeah, all the time, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you will have people like, man, G Herbo, you ain't snapping no more. They want to hear me talk about gangster shit, like straight wild shit. They don't want to hear me talking about my life and what I'm doing on the like. This is real music. This is what's going on. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna either appreciate it or not, you know what I'm saying? Like, they want me to still rap about wild shit I was doing when I was 16. I'm not doing that no more.
Now you're going to the studio
and
going home.
That's my life, the studio home, you know what I'm saying? And everything else that come my way is just meant to come my way. Like, I ain't trying to think negative, be on no negative shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just be trying to stay out the way at work, you know what I'm saying? Me being from the street is always going to be that type of shit coming my way anyway, regardless of me being 100% clean. Like, it's going to always be shit that just come my way like that because that's just me. That's my life, you know what I'm saying? That's the life I live. So even with me being 100% clean, I'm still going to have to deal with street shit. Right. So why even be in the streets, you know what I'm saying? So
was it something that happened to you that made you say, you know what, studio, home?
Man, I mean, yeah, but nah, like, it was never one situation. It was just me understanding, like, I can't keep still being out here.
Putting yourself in situations.
Putting myself in situations like high speeding and shit like that because I'm going to eventually go to jail, you know what I'm saying? And
why you like high speeding so much, man? That's your thing?
Nah, like, just, I ain't going to jail. I don't want to go to jail. So I'm, you know, if I'm in the wrong, either they going to have to take me to jail. I ain't taking myself to jail, you know? So, I mean, just a lot of, it's risky, you know what I'm saying? You can't live your life like that every day. Yeah. Like, I was living my life like that every single day, you know what I'm saying? Like, so eventually it's going to catch up with you. You got to understand that. I'm not dumb, you know what I'm saying? If I'm in the streets, I understand one day eventually you're going to get locked up, you're going to get in a shootout, you're going to get shot, all that happened to me already, you know what I'm saying? So you got to accept it. You know,
and you've had things happen to people around you.
Yeah, of course. Like, I done lost so many people, you know what I'm saying, to the streets, like, so many people. Like, I'm tired of even naming, like, endless people that I love, you know what I'm saying, that I really, you know what I'm saying, was with on a day-to-day basis that I can't be with no more. You know?
Well, they always say in order to change your life, you got to change your lifestyle.
Yeah, man, you definitely got to change your life. So you got to change the way you're thinking, you know what I'm saying? It can't be forced because I always had people around me, always surrounding myself with good people who wanted to see me win. Even when I was 16, 17, I had a song with Nicki when I was 17, 18 years old. I was still in the streets every day, like outside on the block, you know what I'm saying? So I had people around me who always wanted to see me win, but even that push they was giving me wasn't enough. It had to be, you know what I'm saying, me changing my mindset and just saying, like, I'm going to leave this alone. I'm going to just not be in the streets, you know what I'm saying? Like, I really had to make that. And that was one of the hardest decisions I ever made in my life. And as easy as a decision as it is to make, but just when you live your life a certain way, every single day you waking up like this, you with your homies every day, that's how y'all living, and then you, like, literally cut it off 100%, like, go cold turkey, you know what I'm saying? You will start feeling different. Your homies will start feeling different. Like, is he changing on me? Is he changing for the better? You know what I'm saying?
Do they understand, though?
Yeah. All my homies understand.
It
took some time, you know what I'm saying? It took some time, took some conversations, you know what I'm saying? But you got to understand it. Like, this the life we live, and you know what comes with the life we live. You want to live that life or you want to live this life, you know? So.
And Nicki shouted out the album, too.
Yeah, I saw her big it up.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Nicki.
Those the homies that you that's when you know people are your real friends, though. When you tell somebody you trying to make a positive change in your life, and they like, yeah, man, go ahead, do that. But the other one's like, oh, fuck you ain't real no more.
Yeah, man. I never been that type of guy. Like, a lot of my homies, like, even before, I was still wilding, like, in the streets wilding, like, all the way wilding. I'm getting show money, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got all type of money put up. I'm 17, 18, got 100,000 put up. I don't got a bank account, none of that. You know, I'm just out here wilding, you feel me?
You hear that? Oh, he ain't listening. No, TK Kirkland was here earlier. He said he said a man shouldn't be allowed to get no pussy if they don't got more than 25 grand in the bank. No, 10 grand in the bank.
But they said he won't. Yeah. He said he won't date a woman unless she has 25,000.
Yeah. So a man can only get pussy if you got 10 grand in the bank.
But you're only 21. He's only 21 years old. He was talking about when he was very young.
Yeah, I was young.
And having that much money also makes you a target.
Yeah. So I was a lot of time. I was young, like literally just wilding out here. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times when I was still on the scale of doing good things and I was doing negative things, and a lot of my homies started getting jobs, all kind of shit. Like, I never ever in my wildest dream imagine getting a job. You know what I'm saying? When my homies started leaving the streets getting jobs, I never said, you a sucker, you getting a job. I always wanted to see my homies do good, better for themselves, because they got kids and shit, you know? It's bigger than just being outside in the streets. Once you got kids, you got to live for them now, you know what I'm saying? My homies got kids and shit like that, so I feel like anybody who care about you, it don't matter what you doing, because you're going to still be who you are, you know what I'm saying? It don't matter if I work at Home Depot. If I'm street, I'm street, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm from the streets, I come from that, you know, so.
But it's nice because I'm sure that you make a big impression on the kids in Chicago right now.
Yeah.
For them to look at you, and you have to think you have such a bigger responsibility at the same time.
Yeah, I got to, you know what I'm saying? It's just a lot with the kids. They ain't even come up rough how I did, you know what I'm saying? Like, how we did. Like, they didn't even have to make the same decisions as us, but they living worse than we was living, you know what I'm saying? So I try to tell them, you don't really got to think like that, because the kids, they like I don't know if I said it last time I was here, but they want something to do. They
Word
want
up.
somebody to push them. They want a way to have to think and live other than being in the streets, because a lot of these kids don't want to be in the streets. When you in the streets, you're going to have to hold guns, shoot guns, get shot at. You're going to have to go to jail. Like, kid, if you're not prepared for that, don't even be in the streets, you know what I'm saying? So they just there because they don't know nothing else. They don't have nothing else.
You got to give them something else
Yeah,
to do.
you
Teach
know,
them a
they want-
trade,
exactly.
something.
When I was 12, 13, 14, we had youth centers we was going to in an area. You know what I'm saying? We had just about anything to do, you know what I'm saying? Like real life extracurricular activities, and we still was wild, the roughest kids in the neighborhood, but we had something to do to occupy our time where we wasn't standing outside all day, you know what I'm saying? Like the kids now, they just outside, like literally not going to school, cutting class, and just outside on the block smoking cigarettes and wild shit like that, you know what I'm saying? So once you just show them a different way of thinking and just try to push them, you know, and they knowing like he's street for real. Like I'm really looking up to him. That's the reason why I got out in the streets, because these kids, they be looking up to us as artists, like as a rapper, you know what I'm saying? They thinking about how I used to think when I was 17, 18, but I was 17, 18 in the streets every day risking my life and tour with grown men. So I had to think this way, you know what I'm saying? Like you don't got to think this way. You still going to school. Like I had to stop going to school and everything. Like I had to stop going to school, you know what I'm saying? Like people was coming up to my school looking for me, all kind of shit, like really try to kill me in front of my school. So I had to stop.
Yeah, it was like you was like a sitting duck.
Yeah,
like
I had night school, shit like that. I'm not about to be coming out of school at 7, 8 o'clock and niggas trying to kill me. You know what I'm saying? Like
That's
so,
traumatizing.
Yeah, like I mean, it's just you got to be prepared for it. It's just a lot of mind control. You know what I'm saying? Like, and with my mom and dad, I never lied. I never wanted to keep them in the dark. Like if something going on with me, I want my mama to know what's going on. If you gotta lie, you gotta lie. You know what I'm saying? Like so I don't want to have my mom in the dark. So she always understood what was going on with me. So when I broke it down to her, she like, don't go to school then. You know what I'm saying? Like you ain't got
If your life is in danger, your mom definitely
It's
don't
no
want
other
you.
choice. You know what I'm saying? Like don't go to school.
Did you
I
ever
had
finish?
Yeah, I got my high school diploma now, man. You know what I'm
How
saying?
you got
So-
it? Like on the
Online
okay.
classes. Yeah, I took Liberty School. Like, so it's literally like my same high school diploma. Like, I graduated from my high school.
you don't got no kids, right?
Nah, hell no.
Are you still wearing condoms, man? You out here on this road? What's up with you?
I be chilling, man. You know, I got a girl and shit, so I just be cooling, man. You know.
That's a kind
I
of
be
a new.
chilling.
How new is this relationship?
I've been with my girl like a year probably.
Because I feel like last time you were here, you didn't have a girlfriend, did you?
Semi, yeah. I was with my
It was in the
girl.
beginning
Oh, it was
stages?
the beginning stages. You know what I'm saying? We was kind of private.
How you know she the one?
I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's just you gotta go with the flow. You know what I'm saying? I feel like with females, bro, I've been out here for so long. 15, I was having my way with 30-year-olds, you know what I'm saying? Like all type of crazy shit. So I've been around female. I've been, you know what I'm saying? Like
That's
having
illegal
sex with
for
different
those women,
girls.
by the way.
Yes, who are
30
these
years
pedophiles
old
in
with a
Chicago?
15-year-old?
Hey man, I was a grown man. I ain't gonna lie, I was a grown man, you know. So they
You
went.
still look like a baby,
Yeah,
though.
I don't know, man. I don't know, but like I just, you know, as far as women, man, I know women, you know. So like, it wasn't nothing, pretty much nothing but just, you know what I'm saying, fucking, you know. That's all I was on, you know. And then I couldn't hang around. It wasn't no connection, you know. So when I found a girl I could hang out with, kick it with, you know what I'm saying. So that's what really attracted me to my girl. You feel me? Like we could just chill, you know what I'm saying. So.
You feel more stable?
I mean, yeah, just being outside. Like when I got locked up, when I got pulled over, my girl actually the one who kind of got me out of the situation.
She probably calmed
you know?
it down for
yeah,
you.
Yeah, so
That's
you
what
know,
your girl's
ain't
supposed
nothing
to do.
wrong with just, you know what I'm saying, having your girl. She keep you out of trouble, like
Word
a
up.
lot of shit. You know,
You be
what I'm
holding
saying?
hands and stuff?
Man, I ain't gonna lie, I'm a real gangster. I don't got no problem with holding hands, walking down the street like this. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't got no problem getting in touch with my soft side.
That's
you know
your
what I'm saying?
girl.
Yeah, it's my
How
girl.
you gonna be
bro.
hard
Like,
around your girl?
you know how I can't be hard around my girl. I'd already been hard in the streets. Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like, you know, I'm a real street nigga, bro. So I don't care about, you know, can't nobody tell me nothing about being with my girl. You feel me?
Now, you got Bump J on the album also.
Yeah, big
He just
bro.
got out of jail this year, right?
Yeah, he just got out. He did like 9 years.
What does he mean to Chicago, man?
Man, a lot, everything. You know what I'm saying? Just grow, like, especially me. I'm from the east side. I'm from 79th and Essex. He from 71st and Chappelle. So that's 8 blocks, 7 blocks. You know what I'm saying? Like, so like just growing up, watching him coming, like I was saying on the track we did, like I used to walk home from school before I even started rapping and just seeing them hopping out their cars, you know what I'm saying, brand new Chargers in 08, 07, you feel me, just growing up looking up to them, and he was a street nigga, like you could really look at Bump's story and learn from his mistakes. His loyalty to the streets was, you know what I'm saying, what got him incarcerated, like. You feel me? He was already
he was popping.
A signed artist. He had a $1 million deal with Atlantic and walked in the bank himself. You know what I'm saying? So, like, just, you know, like, his loyalty to the streets, your loyalty to the streets and just, you know what I'm saying, to certain things. And not saying that's a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything happened for a reason. You learn from it. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm pretty sure, like, in certain situations, you got to think about it, especially being in the streets. Like, God forbid, say for instance, and something happened and I had to go do some time for this situation. You gotta accept it and just accept the good in that situation, because I could be doing time for this situation and it could be way more time.
Did he know you when you was a kid walking past him and everything?
Nah, he ain't know me at all. No, he ain't know me. I was little. He knew like my older homies, like, you know what I'm saying, people who was 5, 10 years older than me, but I was little.
So did you speak to him while he was locked up?
Yeah, I spoke to him a couple times while he was locked up. Yeah, a fair amount of times.
So that's the reason he didn't like blow the way he probably could have, because he was so tied to the street.
I mean, yeah, you can't be focused on being an artist 100% and being in the streets, because the streets gonna take just as much of your energy as being an artist. Like when you're in the streets, literally, it's something going on every day. It's no dull moments. Like one day it's going down, and the next day it may be going down some whole other shit. You might be dealing with some street shit Wednesday. Thursday you gotta deal with some shit as far as hustling. Like you hustling now. This you gotta figure this problem out. Like you gotta straighten something out every day in the street. So it's gonna take so much of your energy, especially when you got a bunch of niggas around you know what I'm saying? And you in a leadership position where you gotta put them in play. You gotta make decisions for your homies and shit like that. So the street's gonna take just as much, if not more, of your energy than music. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta put 100% of your focus into music. Like when I was in the streets, I couldn't do both, like, cause it was times I'm missing sessions, I'm showing up late for sessions, like I'm losing my homies for real. So I used to like, I used to have to drink lean and shit just to calm down. Like I used to be thinking about so much shit. I have to drink lean and smoke weed just to chill out,
everything.
just to numb everything. So I'm missing sessions, I'm missing interviews in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm riding around 4, 5 in the morning every day, drinking lean, riding around with guns and shit like that.
Anything could have happened.
Anything could have happened. You know what I'm saying? So,
I think that when you drinking all that lean and stuff, it's like brothers be having anxiety and don't know it. We be having anxiety attacks.
Fuck yeah,
I
done went crazy off lean so many times. Like it shit make you angry. Like I remember, and I used to like. And I ain't even a mean guy, like angry type of guy. Like, you know what I'm saying? When I get mad, I'm upset. When I get violent, I'm violent. I'm going to be 100% violent. So I don't try to be, you know what I'm saying? I'm not in that type of guy. The lean used to have you upset, bro. Like, I remember one day I was in the studio and a guy knocked my cup over, bro. I think I made him, like, give me all the money in his pocket or some shit for, like.
For knocking the cup over?
Just for knocking my one cup over, bro. You know, like, that shit'll make you, like, crazy.
It's not pleasant to be around.
It's not pleasant to be around nobody off no lean, especially if you drop they lean or some shit like that. Like that shit too mind controlling, bro. Like it make you angry, make you evil. Like it really do. Like I didn't cuss motherfuckers out, did all type of crazy shit off lean. You know what I'm saying? Like for real, for real.
You remember it and everything. You remember everything that happened after, and do you apologize?
Yeah. Nope. I don't even apologize, man. Cause shit, you can't apologize for you just gotta learn, be like, nah, I was tweaking. Like, you can't apologize, especially for, like, you can't be apologetic for your decisions, especially being in the streets. When you do some shit, you got to stand on it. Even when you wrong
Even
sometimes.
when you're wrong, you
got to still stand on it. Like, you could admit you wrong when you all the way wrong, but if it's, like, a decision that you made that, like, kind of rationally that wasn't all the way wrong, like, that you just, you got to stand on it. Even when, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to stand on it. Just be like, all right, maybe I was bogus, but, like, you tweak, you know what I'm saying? So, like, with just drinking lean, man, that shit'll make you crazy. I done woke up in jail, all type of shit off that shit. Like, literally, didn't even know. Like, woke up in jail. I don't know how I got there. I don't know how I got there. I just woke up and I don't remember. I don't even know what it was some driving shit or something. I don't even know. I just woke up in jail, bro. And I was, like, right down the street from my crib. Like, just, like, 2 minutes from being home and got locked up. That's all I remember.
Explain the record Mirror to me.
Mirror. That's me and Bibby. The record Mirror. And we got the beat kind of got like we got the inspiration of the beat like for some old Dipset shit. You know what I'm saying? I think Jewels and Cam and Jones them did that beat. But the Mirror record is just me and Bibby going back and forth. You know what I'm saying? Like the concept of it is us mirroring off each other. You know what I'm saying? And it's saying the beat saying mirror. You know what I'm saying? If you pay attention to it, and it's just us like feeding off each other. You know what I'm saying? Like. Say for instance, if Bibby was his own mirror, we reflecting off each other. He go, I go, you say what's going on, like you know what I'm saying. So we got the same story to tell. We from the same neighborhood, you know what I'm saying. Like my dead homies, his dead homies, you know what I'm saying. So we got the same story to tell. So just us, our chemistry and able to coincide off each other so good. So that's why we just named the record Mirror and went with it like that because we going back and forth on it.
Dope. I always wondered about like, okay, you go.
I was gonna say, what kind of conversations did you and Bump J have?
Man, me and Bump.
Did he give you like some advice? What did he?
Yeah, like when I used to talk to him, like before he got out, he used to just tell me like, man, you got it. You know, just as far as from his standpoint looking in, he like, shorty, you got it. You got the city. You know what I'm saying? You just got to take advantage of it. You know, because he know firsthand he had the city. No rapper, I don't feel like Kanye, Twista, you know what I'm saying? Like Common, all those guys had their own solid foundation. But I don't think nobody from Chicago had the streets the way Bump had the entire streets. Like, he had Stones, GDs, Foes, like, all those guys. Like, Common, like, if I was to say anybody like Common and Bump, like, neck and neck when it comes to, like, you know what I'm saying, just street credibility, respect.
Common?
Oh, yeah, Common, real street nigga, like, real street
I seen Common
dude.
slap somebody before.
Yeah, no. You did?
I did. Myrtle
Yeah.
Beach, South Carolina, House of Blues. He was doing a freestyle,
Yeah.
and this dude kept heckling him from the crowd, and Common freestyled and walked up to him, still freestyling, and smacked him in the middle of the freestyle.
Yeah, that's some Chicago shit. That's what I probably would do some shit like that, but just, man, Common a real street doing, he genuine, authentic. He don't come off street. You know what I'm saying?
He don't even try to come off
He
street.
don't even try to.
Right.
And when you street, you don't try to. I don't
Right.
try to come off street. You know what I'm saying? Nobody should try to come off street when you street because you already street. You know what I'm saying? You know what come with it. When
how
you
do
come
you-
off street, you're going to have to do some street shit, you know? So
It's two questions. How do you get that, I guess, street cred as an artist in Chicago? Like, because Common ain't in no gang or nothing. Right?
you know, I mean, Common was a four-corner hustler, right? Common from 87th Street.
You gotta read his book. One day
yeah.
it'll all make sense.
Matter of fact, Common was a four-corner hustler. Common one of them real dudes, you feel me? Like, you know what I'm saying? So Common was a real live street nigga, like for real. Like I ain't heard nothing but good stories about Common. You know what I'm saying? Never heard.
Well, not good stories, but
yeah, like
good stories.
Oh yeah, good stories. Like he ain't no snitch ass nigga. He ain't a sucker. He always been a stand up, solid street nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like those good stories. You know what I'm saying? But like what I was saying earlier with Bump, he just told me you got to take full advantage of your situation because Bump had the streets, and it's so like with Chicago being a city full of hate. You know what I'm saying? To have the streets the way he did, like the east side, north side, west side, south side, everybody know who Bum J is. They movement strong. They 100 deep. They getting in every club, like you know what I'm saying? They doing all gangster. Don't nobody even want to get on no gangster shit with them at all. Like that's the last thing you want to do. You know what I'm saying? So they don't even got to come off on those super gangster tough shit. They just making money, having fun, doing what they need to do. You know what I'm saying? And it just went left off one decision. One decision he made, you know what I'm saying? Even when you feel like you could get away with it or whatever, that one decision will cost you your whole career, you know what I'm saying? Right. So just me being able to reflect off that is more than enough, you know what I'm saying? And him telling me, like, take advantage of it, you know what I'm saying?
So it was important for you to get him on this album,
yeah,
too,
hell
just
yeah.
because he just came home.
Yeah, for one, he just came home. For two, I always looked up to him, you know what I'm saying? Three, and he reached out, you know what I'm saying? He trying to spread a light, shine a light on me just really from a OG perspective. Chicago, like, don't make the mistakes I made, you know what I'm saying? Like, that, and I appreciate that more than anything because you don't got nobody like that. You don't got nobody older than you, 10, 15 years older than you telling you don't do this, do it this way, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't nobody, it's hard to have that.
There.
Yeah, it's hard to have that, especially somebody who been there because they want you to make the mistakes they made, you know what I'm saying? Like,
salute the Bump J, man. He been away for 9 years, so he has no idea what the Breakfast Club is, but we'd like to have him on.
Y'all gotta, definitely gotta have Bump J come on here, man, for sure.
I was gonna ask you, like, as an artist, because you think, Kanye is huge, superstar. you would think that the streets would like gravitate towards him, but I guess it's not even about a status thing. They just respect, I guess, solid street dudes, I guess.
Man.
I don't
it's
know.
just, I mean, I wouldn't even say like.
Maybe somebody they
it
can
don't got
relate
nothing.
to.
It don't even have nothing to do with you being street, cause Chance get the utmost respect in Chicago,
You do a
and
lot for
Chance never
Chicago.
came out street. You know what I'm saying? It's just how you reflect and how you give back to your city in different ways. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not even about being street. It's about just going to connect with your people and just, you know what I'm
He
saying?
represents Chicago so well.
Yeah. Chance is a real Chicago dude. Never
And he
had
puts his money where his mouth is.
never had no mix ins with the streets. He keep his money where his mouth is. You know what I'm saying? He gonna always stand on his word. You know what I'm saying? He gonna always do stuff for the kids. He care about the youth. He care about the people. You gotta have that first than anything.
And it inspires other people to get more involved too.
Yeah.
It inspires like the youth in Chicago have
Yeah.
somebody that they can say, okay, we need to be more involved. Even with politics, with him calling out the mayor,
Right.
it makes people pay attention to
And
what's
then
going
street
on.
dudes like me, you know what I'm saying? When you looking at it like, he ain't even have to live this life, and he want, you know what I'm saying? He want better. He doing this. He taking these steps to make, you know what I'm saying, our neighborhoods, our poverty-stricken neighborhoods better. And he don't have to do that, you know what I'm saying? Because he not even from these poverty-stricken neighborhoods all the way, you know what I'm saying? Like, so for him just to do that is speak volume.
And he shouted out your album too.
Yeah, he shot. That's big bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, much love to Chance. You know what I'm saying? He Grammy. You know what I'm saying? Winning artist, like, just from being yourself. It's not about being in the street.
Yeah.
He's true to himself.
Right.
He's true to being Chance. Like, he a
regular.
millionaire. He gonna come outside with some fucking overalls
He a
and
good
with
dancer, doing a
plain
dance
shoes
challenge.
and a hat. You know what I'm saying?
I
He
seen
being
him
himself.
yesterday.
You feel me?
I
Like,
seen him yesterday just walking down the street.
yeah.
I was I'm walking down the street on the phone, and like, you know, I could just literally just walking down the street,
Yeah.
like walking on the sidewalk.
Yeah, like, that's a real
No big
humble dude.
entourage,
Like,
just cool.
I fuck with him. He official. Like, I fuck with Chance super tough, and it's all because he himself. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't gotta be street. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Kanye wasn't never really like all the way street. You know what I'm saying? It's just Kanye just being Kanye. You know what I'm saying? He could have no throwing shade to him or nothing. Like, 'cause I fuck with Kanye. It's just certain way. You know what I'm saying? He probably never had people around him to, you know what I'm saying, install that in him for him to, you know what I'm
That
saying?
nigga from Calabasas now.
It's
man.
it's other things going on. So it might have been, you know what I'm saying, blocking, you know, some might have been blocking him from thinking about doing this for Chicago. You know what I'm saying? You can't really knock him from that because you don't know what he dealing with on a day-to-day basis.
You think he doesn't do enough for Chicago?
Yeah, I mean, just being Kanye, he don't, you know,
He could do a lot more.
you could do a lot more, but you gotta think about it. He don't really. I ain't gonna say he owes Chicago. He don't owe Chicago. You can't say, oh yeah, you ain't doing this. You ain't do enough of this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm pretty sure it's a bunch of shit that Ye done for Chicago. You know what I'm saying?
that maybe
So,
we don't even know.
that I don't even know about.
Right.
You know, so I can't even really say that. You feel me?
Chicago's so diverse, man. I feel like they still don't get the respect they deserve as a big hip hop hub. Though.
Yeah.
Like when you think of the history of Chicago, I'm talking about going back to Crucial Conflict and Twister.
I was
and
just talking about that the other
Ye
day. Like,
and Common, and now you got this whole new generation, you and Vic
Yeah.
and Chance.
Yeah.
It's like, but nobody ever mentions Chicago as one of those hip hop cities.
yeah, I mean, in Chicago, and I feel, and you got to still give a lot of that credit to New York. You know what I'm saying? Because Chicago, a lot of, including myself, like a lot of shit, like me, I grew up listening to New York artists, looking up to New York artists, and just being hip hop. When you talk about street shit of your life and just telling stories, and you know what I'm saying, really talking about your life through your music, it originate from New York rap. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta give credit to New York rappers, and it's just Chicago being like East Coast, Midwest. It's kind of like the same style. Like, if you from Chicago, you gonna fuck with New York.
Right.
You from New York, you gonna fuck with Chicago.
You give credit
know?
to Jay-Z, Jay-Z.
Yeah, always. Like, if you gonna ask me my top 5, I'm gonna name at least 3 New York rappers, at least. You know what I'm saying? So,
Why you think Chicago don't get the credit though?
man, because Chicago, I feel like Chicago as a city, we don't stick all the way together. We don't make the right decisions. You know what I'm saying? And we don't really calculate our decisions. You don't understand, like, this decision you make gonna get you this outcome. You just think, I'm rapping and I want to get to the top somehow. I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna just do all this wild shit, make these decisions. I know my shit buzzing. I'm not gonna go do these interviews. I'm not gonna go do this. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna connect with these people. And that's the reason why Chicago is the way it is. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason. Not no coincidence, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. We got to be more hands-on with our music. We got to be more hands-on with each other as a city, you know what I'm saying? Support each other, like more me supporting Chance supporting me supporting Vic, Famous, Dex, Dirt, Bibby, everybody, you know what I'm saying? Like Tink, everybody, Dreezy, everybody, you know what I'm saying? So once we just get that, I feel like Chicago will be much better. Like we don't even have a hub for a major label, independent label. We don't have none of that in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what we trying to build. Like that's what we trying to do. We trying to be the first independent label in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? That mold artists, cultivate artists, go get them distribution deals and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? The right way though, and grow you as a business man or businesswoman before anything. You know what I'm saying? You gotta learn the business. I feel like to go far right now, especially in this game, being independent with streaming and all that, you know what I'm saying? So just, we need that in Chicago, you know what I'm saying? We focus more on ourself, our brand, like 100%. Like everything is not about like, for the past year, it was like I just thought about something. Like it's not even about what I want to do at this point. It's about what I got to do, you know what I'm saying? What's going to get me to where I want to be. When you see your long-term goal, when you looking at it, it's easy to get there because you get to map out what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? When you just blindly just hustling, grinding, dropping music, going to do shit, it's hard to see the goal because you got so much shit in your way. When you just looking straight at the goal, you like, I ain't going to do this because this ain't going to help me get there. This ain't going to help me get there. This going to help me get there, though. So you calculating your decisions, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like when you do that, it's easier to maneuver. And I just learned that from the streets. So I just probably already possessed that trait, luckily, you know what I'm saying?
So far, a lot of people are saying that Humble Beast is potentially a classic album.
Yeah,
I mean, it just came out last
everybody.
week, so we've had a chance to hear it a few times. Yeah. And I do love the fact that it's real content on there.
Yeah.
Like real things, real stories. And it's from your own life. Like we can tell that you're very well informed on what it is that you're talking about. I want to ask you, how do you feel about this being your debut album? Because it doesn't feel like it. It feels like you've been doing music for so long. You've had a lot of mixtapes out. I was like, damn, this is his first album?
Yeah.
And how do you feel about the reception? Like, I've seen some great reviews on it.
Yeah, I feel good and I'm going to say this just like to hit it right on the head and answer the question. As far as my old projects, I feel like those just led me up to my debut album. You know what I'm saying? Like it told a story, but it told a story leading me up into still telling my story on a national or global standpoint. Like I feel like my album is all my mixtapes put in one and matured times 10. You know what I'm saying? Just talking about my life, what it took to get here, how I'm here now, and how I want to elevate to do something else. You know, so that's what I wanted my album to tell, that story, and I wanted it had to be true to me. So, like, as far as hit records, chasing a hit, I wanted it to tell a story. I wanted to tell my story and tell my homie's story. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you hear, like, who is G Herbo, you hear Humble Beast, then you will want to go back and listen to Walk on the Face of the Land, Ball Like I'm Kobe. It'll lead you up. It'll tell a better story. You'll be able to map it out like, oh, yeah, he did this. This is why he was talking about this, and this is what led him into that. And really my main thing was just getting the streets. Like that's all I really wanted was to please the streets, satisfy my fans in the streets, like all the street niggas, all my homies, everybody who was really waiting on it to see what is Herb gonna talk about in this album. You know what I'm saying? Like he done already talked about this in Ball Like I'm Kobe. He talked about this in Walking the Face of the Land. Is he gonna talk about the same shit? Is it gonna sound different? Is it gonna still be unique, true to him? You know what I'm saying? Like it's still telling my story. It's still true to me, but it's different. It's a part of me that you never had before. You know what I'm saying? Like it's me uncut. Like I ain't pulling no punches, honestly. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like everything I'm going through, like if I wake up Wednesday and I'm going through this bullshit, I'm gonna talk about it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like this, I feel like my album is just me being 100% me. The good, the bad, the ugly,
the bipolar,
everything, the bipolar, everything.
You got a record called Bipolar.
Yeah, a record called Bipolar. And that's me basically just talking about everything, like from a bipolar standpoint, talking about all the street shit, all the wild shit, everything that I think about, even in my head when I don't make these decisions. When I'm thinking about, man, I might think about my homies. When I think about my homies, like You don't think it make me want to say I want to kill a nigga? You know what I'm saying? It make me want to, you know, hurt somebody. But I can't make those decisions. You know what I'm saying? I can't do that because I got more to live for. I got more to lose. You know what I'm saying? So just me speaking on that, my mindset, like, it take a lot of mind control for me to wake up and still want to, you know what I'm saying, do harm niggas and do shit like that and still want to think how I used to think, you know what I'm saying, on the street level and not be able to do it. That take a lot.
As much as you've been through and seen, to still be optimistic too.
Yeah, exactly.
Because there is optimism on the album too.
Yeah, it is optimism on the album. It's me. It's based, like I said, it's me talking about who I am, who I'm not, who I want to be, who I don't want to be, who I can't be. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's everything. You know, it's talking about the way you shouldn't live as a street. I'm giving knowledge just to street dudes saying you shouldn't live this way. You a real street nigga. You living the same life I live, but you not making the decisions I made. You know what I'm saying? Like, with being in the street, I feel like every street nigga should have the same brain because it's the same game you playing. You doing the same game. I mean, you playing the same game, so the same tools, the same rules, everything apply the same way. So your mindset should be when you in the streets, be as discreet as possible, be as smart as possible. Save your money, you know what I'm saying? Think about your decisions before, you know what I'm saying? Every decision you make before you make
Smartest decision you can make in the street is to get out.
Get out, exactly.
There's only 3 outcomes. Either jail, dead, or you going to get out.
Exactly, and that's all a part of save your money, getting out, making your decisions, you know what I'm saying?
But even when you tell
wisely.
stories, you talk about people that their cycle just keeps on continuing and continuing.
It does.
It's easy to say get out.
It's easy to say get out. It's hard to get out. Like, that's all I was saying. The transition of me getting out the streets is one of the hardest decisions I ever made in my life.
And you had music, so some people don't have
and
that.
I had music, and it's still one of the hardest decisions I ever made in my life.
Because you want the streets to still be fucking with your music. You still want to be able to make that music for them.
You still want to be able, you can't never lose touch with the streets. Because then you lost touch with yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, still being whatever, you could be a national, global artist, you still gotta be in touch with the streets. I don't care if you gotta go cuff a little shorty from the streets. Still be true to what you are, who you are, so you could just be in tune with it, in touch with the streets. Go try to just, even if all your homies out the streets, just go get little niggas out the street. Go get them. Go give them jobs, ways to, you know what I'm saying, just change their life.
Keep that energy around you.
Keep it around you, you know what I'm saying? You still gotta, you wanna be able to, in 10 years, I wanna be able to say, are the kids still thinking this way? Are they doing this? They do, you know what I'm saying? So I always want to be in tune with the streets, you know what I'm saying?
Did you record this in Chicago, or did you record something?
Yeah, pretty much. A lot of it I recorded, like, I say like 30% in Chicago, 30% in Atlanta, 10% in Miami, like New York. I was a little bit of everywhere, you know what I'm saying? So LA, I recorded a bunch of songs everywhere. And like the most important songs came like a week or 2 before, you know what I'm saying, I really turned it in all the way. Like, I was still pulling punches, like, no, I need to put this on there. I'm going to put this on there, you know what I'm saying? So just being independent, I had the freedom to do it, you know, so.
Word. Well, G Herbo, Humble Beast is out right now. Go get that. Thank you for coming, man. Always enjoy your conversation.
Man, appreciate it,
there ain't too many
man.
young niggas that can hold a conversation.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
being honest with you.
Thank you, bro. I always look forward to coming here, man.
Now I'm glad you made it up.
I'm not going to lie to you. Some of these kids come here, I be like, if they talking about? Like, I'm serious, man. So you're always a breath of fresh air, man.
Love, bro. Appreciate it, man.
G Herbo, it's the Breakfast Club.